Now I want to show you a little tip. I've already showed you and told you, but I want you to be aware of it. That's why I'm going to bring it up one more time here. Paint on here. I'm putting it on. Extend this out a little bit. That's a tip there. Okay, now I got this on there. You've got to make sure to wipe this edge off and wipe the left-hand edge off and the right-hand edge off after you get the paint on there. Because if you don't, and if you just go straight, then when you get ready to blend it back in, you could have some of the buildup of the paint on the right-hand side, and it could leave a mark without you being aware of it. Okay? That's why you always got to kind of clean off those edges. Be aware of that. It'll kind of protect your frame from rolling nice and easy over here on the left-hand side too. Okay? That way when you blend the paint back in that you just put on, when you blend it into the existing, you don't want to have any little lines there. Alright? Okay, do a good job now. If that wasn't enough for you, here's another tip for you. Every time I think about a tip, I want to show it to you and tell you about it. Okay? So, okay, let's say we're going up to the top of that edge, that window edge. Now before I go all the way up there, I want to get most of the paint off my roller before I get to that top edge. Because if I don't, I'm going to have too much of that paint on the roller hitting that top edge, and it's going to have a tendency of rolling over the edge and rolling back on itself if I pull back on it. Same thing, this applies also if that was a ceiling right there. You don't want to go up to that edge and stop, try not to get it onto the ceiling. You don't want to do that with the thick amount of paint on your roller. You want to get most of it off, so you're going to blend in. You're going to blend in everything. Make sure you don't have too much paint on your roller. Okay, then you can go up there and hit that. Okay? Same thing for the ceiling. You're just going to go up to here and come down. Now if you imagine, if you go up just to there and you got a whole lot of paint on there and you pull it back down, you're going to have an edge up there when you cut that in with the paintbrush. Okay? No, don't want to do that. Okay, so because that's a window edge, I'm going to go up just like that. And I don't have much paint on this roller. I've got enough to blend it in, but you don't want to get too much on that top edge. There's your tip. Keep track of these tips. They could come in handy for you. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out, I've still got this little paint or broom handle. It's just a hair short, not too short, but when I get paint on there, okay, what I have to do is when I get all the way up to the top, I've got to push down on the handle a little bit. That'll put more pressure on the paint roller. Then when I'm about right here, I don't want as much pressure. As I go down, I'm still having pressure down here. I want about the same amount of pressure from the top to the bottom. That way I know I got the same amount of paint on there and at the same pressure. If you don't do that, you're going to get high lows, you're going to get areas where there's too much paint, areas where there's not enough paint, and other areas that you're going to have holidays because you didn't press hard enough on there and they're showing through if you had a textured wall or something. Okay, this wall is a smooth wall, so it's a little easier to cover. But like I said, if you have a textured wall, you use a thicker nap roller. This one's only a 1/2 inch. Okay? So a few things to think about. It's not that difficult. If you got questions, go to your paint hardware store, ask the salesperson, or anything like that. Watch this video again, and it will start suddenly becoming more clear to you. Okay, there's our first coat of primer on that wall. Now I'm going to show you how to use an extension pole a little bit longer than this broom handle.